All right, guys, so in this week's episode of Julie's Playbook, it's going to be a primarily Steeler episode because, of course, Heinz Field is right behind me. I'm headed into the Steeler game, and I thought, why not? Let's shoot the show. And, of course, we're going to still talk about Terrell Pryor and the polls we talked about last week. We took to the streets of Pittsburgh to ask some fans what they thought. All that and more when Julie's Playbook starts now. All right, guys, so the first topic we have to talk about, of course, is Terrell Pryor. Terrell found his new home with the Buffalo Bills. He is being used more. He had 2 catches for 17 yards. He felt like he was underused with the New York Jets. And of course, well, this is his first game in a Buffalo Bills uniform. And I look for big things to come out of Terrell in the games to come. All right, guys, so the next topic we have to talk about is Dez Bryant. He finally found a new home in the NFL. He was cut by the Dallas Cowboys and now has a new home with the New Orleans Saints. He's going to have Drew Brees throwing him passes, and man, that is a dangerous combination. So I don't know if he's going to suit up this week. There's been no word, but we'll see what happens in the weeks to come. I look for big things out of Dez and maybe Jerry Jones scratching his head. All right, guys, so the next topic we have to talk about, of course, is another stupid stunt by a Steeler. Of course, we know Antonio Brown drives really fast cars. And, well, he thinks he can get away with a little bit too much because he is a Pittsburgh Steeler. He was clocked doing over 100 miles per hour on McKnight Road. Thank God there was no kids crossing the road or even any people, but the cops were there. He was cited, and there's no word on what the repercussions are to come, but that's just a dumb move on the wide receiver's part. Come on, man, just follow the rules. All right, guys, so the next topic we have to talk about is the Steelers' division rival, the Baltimore Ravens. They have lost 3 straight, and while there's been a lot of hostility in that locker room, there's been talk that John Harbaugh might actually lose his job over this. There's no word on what's going to come, but the Ravens are sitting on a bye week, so next week we will see what happens. All right, guys, so the next topic we have to talk about is the polls I put up on my social media. The first question was, of course, who do you think's the better quarterback, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady? Aaron Rodgers won by a landslide, as you can see right here. Now, the next question is, who do you think's going to the Super Bowl? The Rams won in the NFC by a landslide, but in the AFC, we had 3 teams that came up, the Chiefs, the Steelers, or the Jaguars. So that's my next question for you. Who do you think's going to the Super Bowl from the AFC? The Chiefs, the Steelers, or the Jaguars? I will go ahead and put a poll up and you guys can vote. But of course, we are here at Heinz Field, so we took to the streets to ask some fans what they think's going to happen. Check it out. All right, so we are here with, can you spell your first and last name for me?
My name is Ryan Ferguson, RyanFerguson. So
Ryan, it's been a pretty good, decent year. So what do you think about the season so far this year?
Well, I think we were slow at the start. I was a little nervous, obviously, the tie with the Browns, and then there's a couple losses. But I really think that we've stepped it up, and I think we're a powerhouse now in the NFL.
Now, who do you think might win the MVP for the league?
That's a tough one. There's a lot of, Gurley's out there. He's a fantastic running back.
Of course.
Look what Brees is doing. I mean, so it's tough to say right now. I've watched every ESPN and watched NFL this morning, and Gurley was up there, so it's probably a good chance that he's.
Yeah. Now, who do you think's going to the Super Bowl?
I mean, definitely Steelers, but we were discussing that who's the best NFC team. The Panthers are here tonight, and if they won't, they could pull this off. I mean, they would be a contender. LA's looking good, but I like our chances. I like us being the sleeper, always the underdog. I think the Steelers do better when we're the underdog. So
now the burning question for every Steeler fan, Le'Veon, does that ring a bell to you anymore?
Who?
Exactly. Thank you so much for your time. All right, guys. So can you spell your first and last name?
Yeah, PAULGEORGIAFANDIS.
SAMMGEORGIAFANDIS.
So you guys are here in Steeler country.
Right.
Where are you guys from?
We're actually from Ohio,
Yes,
Columbus.
But we did live in North Carolina for a little bit.
Yes.
So what made you guys Panthers fan? Is it in the blood or what is it?
Well, when I was about 5 years old, I fell in love with the colors. I didn't know anything about football, but I loved the colors.
Yeah.
And so ever since then.
And then we lived there.
And we lived in North Carolina for about 6 years and went to a lot of Panther games down there. So
now my polls I've been asking, who do you think's MVP of the league so far?
Cam Newton.
Of course. Now, who do you think's going to the Super Bowl from both the AFC and the NFC?
Ooh.
Could this be a matchup?
Yeah, maybe. It takes some luck. But I'm going to say right now, I'm going to say the Rams from the NFC. And probably, hate to say it, probably the Patriots in the AFC.
That is painful to say. Now, can you give me a little recap how you think the season's going for you guys?
Better than expected.
Yes.
Much better. You know, you never know if you're going to get Superman Cam or Crybaby Cam, you know, so right now we got Superman Cam, so we're just rolling with it.
All right, guys, thank you so much. All right, can you give me your name?
I'm John, a.k.a. Grinch.
All right, John. So you're here at Heinz Field. Can you tell me how you think the Steelers season is going so far?
It's picked up it's doing real good now. It's picked up a lot and they're doing good. Obviously.
Yeah, okay, so now for MVP, who do you think would win it?
As of right now, at this point, I would say it's a toss-up though, but I'd go with James Conner.
And now, Le'Veon, does that name ring a bell to you anymore?
It used to, but Le'Veon, he's like Le'Veon who? Because Conner, he's got more yards rushing and everything this time of the year than Bell ever had. So, but yeah, he's pretty much, Bell who?
Yeah, just not. It's a used to be name now, huh?
Yeah, that's what it's in the past.
All right, thank you so much for your time. All right, guys, so we're still here at Heinz Field. We're here with Prince. And Prince, where are you from?
I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana.
What brings you here?
This is my first home game ever, and it's my boy's birthday, so we wanted to come celebrate, you know.
Now, have you ever been to when the Steelers play Indianapolis? Have you ever been there?
No, ma'am.
First game ever?
Yes.
All right, so far, how do you think the season's going?
I think it's going good as long as we keep our heads down and, you know what I'm saying, play real gridiron football. We be good all night.
Now, who do you think's going to the Super Bowl, both AFC and NFC?
For AFC, of course, I'm going to say, you know, black and gold. I guess the Panthers, you know.
Yeah, your friend over there thinks the Panthers are going, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
Now who do you think's going to be MVP, either of the league or of the Steelers?
Oh, definitely Juju. I think Juju's got it. Or, you know, Antonio Brown, of course. But I'm going with Juju, man. I really appreciate Juju. You know, that's my guy, so.
Now, the last question, that's a burning question for every Steeler fan. Does Le'Veon even ring a bell to you anymore?
I mean, you know, like Coach said, man, we want volunteers, not hostages, you know. So.
Exactly. Thank you so much for your time. All right, guys, so that does it for this week's episode of Julie's Playbook here at Heinz Field. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video. And of course, if you want to play fantasy football, don't forget to challenge me. That's at JGurnick9 on DraftKings. And until next week, that's a wrap.